real anthem. Shawty saw my wallet, now she think a new answer. Whoa, telling me she wanted me to hammer. Trying to get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No, I can never trick on the bone, unless the bitch is my with a kiss on my lips. Like, I am not a pimp with a limp, I'm a man with a gift, and I'm doing my shit. Like, tell them other niggas I'm the nigga, I'm the man in the city, and my bank account bigger, and my body count bigger. That's without a doubt. I'm 100 steps ahead, that's a lot of mouth, nigga. That's a lot of clout, nigga. What you all about, nigga? What your dollar amount, nigga? You a boy scout, nigga. I'm a big dog. Tell the truth, I don't get y'all. This shit kinda corny, motherfucker. Turn this shit off, bro. I can't rap how everybody else rap, bro. Everybody talking about how cars, clothes, chains, and money. That shit corny as fuck. I don't want to rap about that corny. Motherfucker, I've been mortified, fortified, feeling like a Mordecai. I ain't regular, feel like Jordan wearing 45. Traumatized, victimized, seen some of my niggas die. Knock you off a base with a bat when them niggas slide. Homicide, genocide, televised, emphasize, perpetuating war. Tell that nigga he gon' pick a side. Hood ties from hood lines, now niggas doing dope lines. I'm running to the cops, exercise. Don't run into the cops, that's the motto. I don't see it coming to an end like legato. Let's get chipped like staccato, send a wave through the hood, now it's sounding like vibrato. Why you eat bread with avocado? We been trying to dodge shows before it landed on tomato. Singing all my sorrows on Apollo, I've been trying to pave the way, but they didn't tell me it was potholes. America ain't dreaming, they been scheming when the birth degradation came from black. We all know it's black. Genius, everybody love the culture, they be black by convenience.
Hold on, man. You talking way too much conscious. Nobody want to hear that shit. Speak about some hoes or some money or shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not saying don't rap how you rap, but make some shit.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. And I'm singing like whoa. Lit check, been a minute, let me hit the homies in a group text. 10 years, same team, true vets. Got a couple trophies, but no chains on the neck. No. Got a couple Cardis, we don't flood with baguettes. It's a very small world, so my hand holds. Wake up, make the money, that's a man's role. Loyalty and love is what I stand for. Can't forget about trust, but first, please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. And I'm singing like It's the weekend, we've been working. I'll be posted, fire side. Bring my boys in, bring your girls in. We'll be posted up all night. Limited edition, not the regular one. We shut down the city like when presidents come. I am not a rookie, I'm a veteran, bruh. Promise I'ma take it easy later on. Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. And I'm singing like SOS, please fill my cup.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dogg. My name is Lane and I am your tour guide tonight as we take a look at the markets, and it's just boring to me. I'm just bored to tears with the market right now. Bitcoin just going sideways, altcoins just going sideways, except for the ones that are popping off. There's a few of them out there kind of doing a few things that are kind of cool. There's a big order sitting around $38,000, $39,000 some news. Is it on here? I just read this. BlackRock has been on the sly, just collecting up about 11,000 Bitcoin is what I saw. On the sly, as prices are dropping. Very interesting how that works, isn't it? Well, I can't let BlackRock pay too much for their Bitcoin. Heavens forbid. Bitcoin, watch out for these as Bitcoin sends mixed signals. This was about centralization, says Gary. Well. So we take a look at our Bitcoin market over here, right? When we zoom out, take a look at the daily, because that's the one that kind of really matters in this situation. We've been finding support along this trend line here, and also on this 50 moving average. Now, we got a good chance to bounce from here, but it's not written in stone. Now, some of the signs saying that, yeah, baby, we can bounce. One is this Ichimoku cloud being thin and still going to the upside. That's probably the least strongest symbol here, but it's there. It counts. It's that extra little, yeah. Saying, I'm with you, baby. I'm with you. I like that idea. Let's go with that plan. Bouncing off this trend line is another one that says, oh, it's time to go up. Where we have price right here going just a tad little bit up, mostly flat, but a little bit up. And our RSI right here coming to the downside. Well, that gives us a little bit of bullish divergence. Now, it's a weak form of bullish divergence, but it's all we need to get a little bounce right here. Start looking to the sunny side. Start looking a little bit up. Start setting our eyes on this 9 moving average, which, point number 4 on the daily chart, is nowhere even close to bearishly crossing this red 21 moving average. Not even close. And if you look closely with my funky little candles, because I might use different candles than you do, there are the Christmas tree candles, which look okay as itself. You can see it on here too. Price is above that 50 moving average right there. Our candle is opening above that 50 moving average right there. On my candles, that's a big deal. Now, as long as this daily candle closes above that 50 moving average, we have successfully made our turn to the upside. And I'm looking forward to that. The biggest thing that I can drive home right now is that the 9 has not crossed over the 21. We are to regain the 21 and try to regain the 9. Regaining that 9, it's up only from there until we barely cross over that 9. So while the market seems scared and there's all kinds of thumbnails, the market really is kind of confused. There is a very valid argument. They have a very, very valid argument, and it may still play out. I just don't think it's going to play out yet. But the main argument that a lot of people are saying, especially even the notorious bear, Crypto Savvy, but his argument's legit. If you ascribe to the Elliott wave theory, I mean, you've got some waves down here, man. Can you draw, road dog? There's a 1, there's a 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how Savvy is interpreting this. Now, I will say this. One of the basic premises of Elliott wave theory is that your first wave here and your second, well, it's really, let me explain it this way. Your third wave here should be bigger than your first. I'm just saying. So what they're saying is that we got 5 waves down, and then this is an ABC correction, meaning that now it's time for the trend to change, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way back down to $10,000 and make all the bears happy, because they're just not going to shut up until they finally get something down there. Man, I've been hearing 3,000 ever since here. all the way up. It's going down to 3,000. I was amazed that Crypto Savvy was actually bearish this whole way up last time too. I don't understand how his trading makes him money, but who am I to say? It's just, perplexing to me. Here is my alternative thing that I will throw out there. For those kind of wondering maybe these same type things. I'm just going to use a paintbrush. 1, 2, 3, which is a big one. 4, 5. A, B, C. And now we're on 1, 2, 3. Could this be 4, 5? Well, we could be getting that pullback. Okay. No matter how you look at this right now, this one area that we're at, right around 40, where are we? Right, it's basically right up here at 48,000. When we take a Fibonacci pulling from swing high to swing low right here, this little area right here, that is rejection point. No matter how you look at it, there's going to be a fuss right there. There's going to be an argument. People are going to say, it's time to go down. It's over. And other people are going to say, I think you can still go higher. And one of those two people are going to win. I don't know, man. I try not to make decisions on what's going to happen. I just try to be open to what I see before me on the charts and try to make plans accordingly. Seems to work a little bit better than just trying to be a psychic and saying, it's going to go here. Isn't Bitcoin will never go below $47,000. Bitcoin's gonna be at 2,500 by Valentine's Day. Just, it doesn't work out. It doesn't age well. You don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But the charts do give us clues. They give us probabilities. There are statistics that we can apply. And things repeat because that's what happens with cycles, with waves. And this is a wave. So just your basic theory here says that, man, the 618, somewhere around 49, 48,000, 48,800, 49,000, that area is what we got. Should be a rejection. And then normally what we would do to figure out how far you would come back, take a fib from there to there, swing low to swing high, and then we're targeting these areas. Now, if I were to go ahead and do that, technically we could pull back to the 618 Fibonacci. We've already got a lot of support there. I really don't see that happening, but it's 28,000. Definitely could happen. What if we did? If we did and we bounced off there, you know what? We're still good because we're still in an upward trend. We still made a higher low. And that's what we may be looking at. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to dump from here. I'm kind of wondering personally if price will come back up and retest this $48,000 level before entertaining the idea of dropping to the downside there. But I can't call that for sure. I just have to keep an eye on the trend line that we're on now, look at the signs that we have right now, and I'm telling you, they're really not that bearish. Until we cross below that 9 moving average, even here on the weekly, we are above it. We're not bearish. There are some other signs and indicators. Definitely MACD is saying, baby, I'm thinking about coming down, but she has not crossed, has not done it, and this one can fake you out if you try to front run it. But do keep an open mind. There's that very real possibility to come down there. Now, also got to nail this point home. This trend line that we broke out of, the one that told us, hey man, we're getting ready to take off. Well, it's got a chance to come back and retest it. Now that's coming in right below this 236 Fibonacci area. Now a retest at that 236 Fibonacci area, about 40,300. Or even down to 39,472. About where they're starting to put their orders in. It's where a lot of big orders are. Kind of tells me, probabilities I'm looking for if we do come down, touch this area to get a bounce off of that. That's what I'm seeing. Now, other people may view this different. Some people are just starting the 15 and 5-minute charts, trying to figure it out step by step, flag by flag, figuring out where it's going to go. The zooming out to the bigger time frames have always worked much, much better for me, and I just It's just how the game's played. It's the rules of the game. Bigger time frames win. They have the power. And I also want to point this out. If you ever wondered, when should I buy Bitcoin? When should I go in? The weekly time frame right here is telling you, man. Now, or sometime not too far from now, we got the blue line right here. That's my 50 moving average on the weekly. Major time frame. Very strong time frame here. Crossing the 200, that is called our golden cross. By traditional technical analysis, that is officially your buy signal saying, get in now. Last call for alcohol. But that doesn't mean that it can't drop. Now we got the trend line here at 39,400 where we could come down. That varies just depending on where price would fall. So 38, 39,000 where there happens to be a bunch of orders right now, just saying. But we haven't shown the sign to break down there yet. And we may not. May not. But I must also point out this 21 moving average because after you lose the 9, you start moving toward the 21. That one's sitting around 34,700. So I don't want to lose the 9 moving average. I don't want to get below 38,000. And that's where it says that we should find support on the weekly charts at 38,000. Is that what? No. I'm sorry. 41,637. I'm just looking over here, but have my mouse on. 41,637 is where, gosh. Right in that area is where that we should be finding some support. Let's come down to the smaller time frames here. Take a look at you. Well, that's right along the bottom of our trend line there where we've been finding some support. Look what she's doing right here on the 4-hour. Bitcoin has regained the 9 moving average. Now it's regaining the 21. Now, as soon as the 9 flips bullishly over that, we'll start heading into this red Ichimoku cloud, getting us closer to it. And we touch it, we go into it. It spits us out on the other side. But it's not going to be an easy battle because we still have this trend line, this roof, this ceiling that's hanging over our head. So we bounce our heads against 45, 46, 47. That will be a struggle area to work through for Bitcoin. So get ready for it. That's what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. Good evening, everybody. Hey, Strega, what's up? Strega, got Haven in here. Whale Talk. How's it going, Whale Talk? Got Grizz in the house. And Jay Yevy. Hey, welcome to the stream, Jay. I heard somewhere that Bitwise had over a $20,000 investment appointments just last week for its Bitcoin ETF. I would not doubt that at all. They've been chomping at the bit for the opportunity to have this. And we're talking retirement funds, retirement accounts having access to that. People are actually pushing for this asset now. It's proven. I think it looks very promising, but I mean, it does throw a kink. ETFs do that. Goods and bads that come along with it. Eventually, I think what we may see is that we have a lot of volatility with Bitcoin, and always has. Crypto's always had that volatility, but I think, you know, as the legacy market starts digging their claws into it, it's going to level out, and it will become a more stable kind of asset and not give those big fluctuations that we're used to. But right now, though, with the low liquidity, there's going to be some moves. There's going to be some big moves. There's just not enough Bitcoin out there. So we got to go through this, go through the halving, kind of settle in with how much Bitcoin we got left out and everybody that's holding it and not getting rid of it. And then, man, there will be this price crunch. Bitcoin's going to do very, very well, but kind of slowly, I believe. Slow and steady. But when Bitcoin's happy, everybody is happy. Let's go over check out our indices, because these are our clues to telling what's going to happen in the market. Without these, we're flying blind as a bat, basically. And I'm looking for my Bitcoin dominance. I lost it. Right there you are. Nice fall there, which normally helps out altcoins. We got a little bit of help from it, but man, they be playing some games. It's called the accumulation game, in my personal opinion. And it plays on the psychology of the people in the game, making you feel like your bags just ain't moving good. I mean, they were looking good. They gave you a taste of what it should look like, right? Yeah. And then they gave you a taste of what you don't want it to look like again, having prices fall back down. But you're still better than you were a few months ago. Should be. But right now, Bitcoin dominance is finding some support here at about 51%. Not really making a lower low yet, so we're kind of in indecision. We made a higher high. So what's up, Doc? Are you getting ready to go bullish? Are you going bearish? She's in a sideways megaphone pattern right there. She can play this whole range. And it probably will, as everybody tries to figure out. If it's a good time to go into Bitcoin now, wait till the drop after the halving, because that usually happens. Is it going to happen? Who knows? People being eyeballing on these altcoins. They playing a slick game. They are playing a slick game here, man. Right here, about $500 billion. Yeah. They keep expanding this little megaphone pattern there, but we're holding the support. We're moving up. If we get above, we just need, oh man. Yeah, basically another $5 billion to come to this market, push us back up to this area that we need to finally flip it for support. Once we see that one hold at $505 billion on there, hold on, because those altcoins should start taking off. But also keep an eye on Tether dominance down here, which is just doing some kind of wild stuff. To me, she looks to be in a downward megaphone pattern, which is technically bullish, and she's rounding out, making a possible partial decline. Now that could be some bad news, so we want to keep an eye on this one. She starts breaking up. That means the only way that Tether dominance is going to increase is if just a crap load of dollars come into the actual crypto market buying Tether. I got to get in as soon as possible. Give me all the Tether so I can buy crypto. That usually doesn't happen. Could. It's kind of demand for crypto right now. That could be one scenario plays out. But usually when it does go up, it's when people are selling out of their altcoins or selling out of their Bitcoin. So that's why we're watching Tether dominance really quick. And I need to find just a stable coin, altcoin, a stable coin index other than just one stable coin. All right, guys, I'm through with my little market analysis. It is 11:26, and we can move on into any coins you guys want to take a look at. Meme coins, whatever. I'm not a meme coin fan. I think I finally decided that today. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I'm always going into them knowing that I'm buying something that is, but I need to know that. But I'm not against them either. I've just decided that NFTs and meme coins they're not my bag, man. They're not my bag. So I do have some meme coins, but I'm not out there trying to go in and go to ones I'm not familiar with and things like that. I don't know. It's just my risk appetite is not for that. Found out that BitApes, what did they do? Rug pull? Another NFT project gone. I don't think I've had a successful NFT investment yet, really. The BitApe community, I think, is trying to, bounce back and everything, but it's possible. I won't say it's impossible, and if they do, I can't say that it will be a success. They kind of go down, I think, probably the same trajectory as coins that have rugged before. Been there, done that, got involved with the community. We're going to bring it back. And my gosh, we did. We brought that back. And we were leaning toward going like an Ethereum type plan. But eventually, and even as promising as it was starting to look then, it fades out. Coin already had a name as being a rug pull anyway. That state kind of lingers a little bit. I don't know. But I've got some Bit8 NFTs. The only one, and it being, you know, the Bitcoin chain and something, maybe it'll have some value. I don't know. See how that plays out. I got some other kind of NFT, and it's actually up. I think it might 4x from where I bought it from, but maybe it'll make up for my losses on the Bit8s. Heaven says Algo. Let's take a look at Algo. How is Algorand doing? Ooh, I don't like that. Never do like that. It makes you think of a Head and Shoulders when you see it, but I don't see a solid neckline. Neckline would be this little guy. And I mean, if she comes down and touches that, that would confirm it, and that would suck. All right, so we got to zoom out. When I initially take a look, I usually like to look in on the 4 hour. We got some targets up there. I think we had a trade set up from back, yeah, from back over here. This falling wedge there. Boom. I'm looking for the big move. This is when you zoom out, you got a falling wedge, and it's got a target right up here around 36 cents. And it'll take it a long time to get there, but it's in play to go there, and it's got to. That's a support resistance flip too. I'm gonna delete all this stuff and we'll just start fresh because it just looks too jumbled. And I want to see when you got a bunch of lines on your screen, you know, I mean, it's good, you got something to look at, but things do change over time, and you kind of need to, I think you kind of need to refresh because you can get a bias just by what you're seeing there. If I'm only looking at triangles, I'm going to kind of miss this kind of rounded shape. I didn't see it actually until I erased all that. I got all this stuff and I got lines there. I'm not really looking for that roundingness. Well, that roundingness is a good sign for accumulation. And where I might be looking at this in the channels, I was like, failed breakout, no volume, and blah, blah, blah. Just kind of taking everything off, you know, fresh set of eyes. Now I can appreciate that. That was good. So that was true. Falling wedge, all that stuff still holds true. I'm just looking at it in a different way now. Oh me, oh my. We came down here, then up. Okay, start here. You come in at the same little spot right there, 236. Aren't you just awesome? The Fibonacci's, they never cease to amaze me. That's a nice little support resistance flip right there. Get a little bit more of a conservative move there. I think it's above this little. I thought I went all the way across on you. I didn't I? Trying to make him a horizontal line. That's a 236 Fibonacci there. So I'll make sure I can differentiate that from just, say, a target, a sales target. I keep erasing the wrong one. Stop erasing, dude. Screw you guys. All right, we'll just keep two of you there. I don't care then. I got you. You're gonna. So 236 Fibonacci is, the 236 Fibonacci area is coming at 33 cents, man. And that's where it's headed. It really is. And we got a target's coming up about 38 cents for this measure move. Support resistance flip right there in that same area. I would just chalk it up for that one right there because it's got to. I'm looking for a possibility of another pattern that may be forming, but no matter how you look at it, it's still going to do the same things. So she had some nice rounded parabolic activity going up here, and you can see that we got our waves. You see that? So I mean, there's a thing to Elliott wave. It's just man, it doesn't seem like any two of them can agree on the same thing though. Sometimes pattern traders are like that too, but usually, you know, after you've been in it for a while, you can see that, man, a lot of these patterns intersect, and you're following wedge, my channel, and you know, they all kind of jive, and you gotta, you know. And we still come up with, you know, similar results. What the hell am I looking for? I'm trying to find my drawing things. Where are you, drawing tools? Why can I not find you? I'm just trying to draw some lines, man. Just trying to, screw it. I'm going with the paintbrush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Elliott wave states that number 1, that's this one, 2, 3, 4, and number 4, they can't touch. The bottom of this one cannot touch the top of that one. If that statement is true, then boom, it qualifies potentially for a wave 3. Also, this one is usually the biggest move in the whole structure. And then we got a smaller wave. And now this is where the mistake comes in when we start seeing these rises and these parabolic moves to the upside. And so this is my warning for you when you're watching the guys. They're always just flagging it out. Well, this is a great trade. Well, right here. Measure moves up here. And yeah, you can, but it's not going to do that on every one where you're in like a 5-wave pattern. That 5th wave is rarely ever this big of a move. It wasn't there. So you kind of see some of I don't know how to say this. Maybe they just haven't experienced this enough. Let's just say that. But I mean, it does take time to kind of figure this stuff out and look at it. It does. You learn every day, every time that you're staying in the chart. Something's revealing itself to you, man. The more hours that you have in the chart, the better. But not everybody has that time, and you don't have to. I don't know. Some of these guys make it look like you just got to spend all your time. They're saying one thing and doing it. I don't know. It comes across different. But I guess the point I'm trying to make, you know, you could flag it out here. Yeah. And it's like a measured move up here. But, you know, bull flags do not always play out. They're cool. Definitely try to play them. But don't always expect the measured move on your bull flags to work out. Especially if you already had 1 or 2 behind you. Yeah. But now, if you were conservative on that, and just went down here and didn't take that whole flag, had a little bit better results. Still didn't quite make it though. It still didn't. So according to Elliott wave, after this 5-way cycle comes up, you can look at it as 5. It may be confusing. Another way to look at it is 3 humps. Hump to hump to hump to 3 humps and a dump. 3 humps and a dump is another little kind of way that you can kind of look at this stuff. Doesn't always, but usually. So this one's got 3 humps and a dump. that is I guess shorthand for saying 5 waves up and then starting to work on an ABC correction by Elliott wave theory. So we got a 5, and she comes to down, and that's an A, and we do up a B, and then a C, and then we can work on correcting. But when they do Elliott wave, the smart ones are, instead of just guessing, they're using Fibonacci. A lot of them are using Fibonacci to figure this out, and it's good. It goes very well, Fibonacci. Whole strategy that way. It's usually down to a 618 a lot of times. It gets very interesting when you start following it all, and then these patterns start revealing this stuff to you, and it's very cool. I digress. I went into teaching mode there. So, I mean, you can use this strategy, but it can only get you so far when you're doing the little flag pattern thing. That's what I'm saying. I would say if you get more than 2 flags and you get another one, that may be your last one, okay? And so your other guy might say something like, we're just gonna draw it out and flag and wait for it to come down and touch the 21, and then we're gonna jump in. Well, yeah, I didn't do it that time. So zooming out and keeping some of these other concepts in mind, I don't know. It helps me anyway. I'm not an Elliott wave trader, but when I start seeing certain formations, I definitely bring it into play. Just, hey man, make sure I'm not missing something here. And so that's why it kind of concerns me with where we are with Bitcoin, because we are set up for the perfect, the market makers have got the perfect narrative to drive this however they want to do it. They've got the argument behind price is going to dump. Look, Elliott wave. Clearly, surely you're not going to stay in Bitcoin when Elliott wave says you're getting ready to go for a big correction. So, and then they do the opposite. I don't trust them right now. My opinion has not changed. As long as we're above the 9-moving average and as long as Bitcoin is being happy, I think we're still doing what we did in 2020 until different. When they were kind of in a similar situation. Just didn't have an ETF. So the moving averages don't look good for Algorand on the daily right here, and we're in the cloud. So we got to see this trend line hold, and it looks like it is. She's fighting through this. Regaining that 9-moving average is always the best solution for this, and she's trying to. 4 hours should give us a little more insight there. 4 hours looking better. So in my opinion, I think we got her bounced here. She's going to have to struggle to get back above this 200 moving average here. Remember the 100 cross, so that's a little to the downside, little weight added to us, man. We got some baggage we're carrying around until it pops back up. So what she's got going on here, she's got to work through some stuff, but it's very hopeful with that trend line holding there. So I likes it. See if she holds there. If she doesn't hold, well, if she doesn't hold, you got to look back down here in this area about 13, 14 cents. I personally don't see that happening because when you zoom out on the weekly, remember the bigger time frames are the ones that really matter. So when you're looking at these, say you're on the 1 hour and you don't like what you see, the 4 hour, you're like, man, I'm gonna need to just dump this whole thing. Oh, zoom out. Because the weekly says she's looking really, really good. The weekly says she's ready to pop up to about 28 cents really, really soon. The weekly says that she's above the 9-moving average. It crossed over the 21 and the 50. Soon that 21 is going to cross over that 50. We're all moving to the upside in the middle of a red cloud. Weekly says, I am ready to pump. And this is where I would say, yeah, let's take that bull flag measurement there. Let's put it at a possible breakout. And let's get above this 236 Fibonacci here. That's 2 of them that gave me a target right above that area. So I'm going to take this one and mark that one. So in the end all be all, if I had to say anything about it, I'm saying looks like 35 cents is going to come into play, but they're going to try to shake you out before it gets there. Look at this also, falling price, falling volume. That means this bearish push to the downside that they're doing, that we're seeing play out on the smaller time frames right now. Yeah, it's almost over. Almost over. Haven says, I only own 144 NFTs, but I'll buy anything 92% of the time. That's a lot of NFTs. I don't have that many. I don't know, man. I didn't have a whole lot, but it seems like every project I've got, something's happening. And I knew that going in because there's, I mean, the premise of NFTs opens a whole world. And we're starting to see it come in. Rewards and tickets like Ticketmaster, things like that. Even, you know, ownership, tying ownership to things. But these little collectibles, they're Beanie Babies, man. And, you know, what's a Beanie Baby worth these days? Even a lot of these coins we got are Beanie Babies. I think that's how Mitch Ray describes them, Beanie Babies, and that's totally right. Unless they're actually doing something that has an actual use case, I mean, it's required for this transaction to happen, like gas, like coin using gas, that's actually, yeah, use fee or use case, or it's got to have a meaning. And there's so many projects that really don't need a coin to do what they do. And so what does that say? It says a money grab to me. Chris says, do you think the war with Iran will affect the market? I think every war will affect the market. Yeah. Will it like cause us to just drop and stuff? I mean, like really bad and stuff. I don't think it'd be really bad. I don't know. I mean, honestly, all I know is what the charts tell me, but the charts usually kind of tip you off to what's going on ahead of times. And it gets really fascinating if you really keep up with it, like Degen did. It's pretty amazing because, you know, certain commodities will start moving when something is going to happen. You know, you got raw materials that got to start moving before things are starting to be put into place, built, and it's fascinating what you can see by how the economy moves, and if you're measuring that and charting it and seeing the trends and things like that, it can get kind of deep and fascinating. I've not been doing that lately. But one thing I know for sure is that the market makers are going to capitalize on any narrative. And I mean, they run it for all it's worth, and especially here in crypto. So Algo, I think so far it looks good. As long as this is the major trend line. This is a setup that I'm not really big on. I just don't like them. I mean, we get them. And these are the setups I kind of like, oh, I'll wait on this one. Because we start getting into the symmetrical triangle type shape, the kind of, But I found that as long as the trend line holds underneath it, it's usually a good sign. But sometimes you'll see those trade setups, and I'm gonna have to draw it wrong on here, but let's say we drew this, let's say our trend line cut through it like that, our actual trend line cut through it. But yeah, you know, all they see is this, so they don't pay attention to this. And don't miss that the trend is broken. Yeah, those usually fail. Those are pretty. Those are the ones you can look at and say, man, I could have told you. I could have told you. You broke the trend. I'm very big on trend lines. That was the first thing that really drove home, the first thing, the concept that I actually grasped in here. And before I actually went out and I knew I was going to have to take a course or do something, because I couldn't find all the information. I couldn't find out what I needed to learn and in what order and where to start. Had no clue. But I knew what little that I could get from articles in the past and things, and had a little, you know, knew a few little patterns and basic ideas and things. But it didn't click, and I don't know what I knew. Did not know then what I know now. But I spent a whole month before I actually joined the trading group to have them walk me through Investopedia, which is what the education was. Just on my own, I said, man, I want to take 1 month and just dedicate to trend lines, just see what I'm learning, let it speak to me and everything. And that was really helpful. I learned a lot of cool things just from doing the trend lines, an order of operations of how they fall. When you lose a trend, there's a way that it goes, and it kind of moves up, and I call it an order of operations. And just discovering that this is really just a big matrix. Every one of these trend lines matters. It holds. And whenever you get a solid trend line, whenever price comes back and touches it from any angle or whatever, it's going to affect price. So trend lines never die. They just kind of get weaker as they go along. That's it. And this trend line is very strong and it's holding up price. And I also learned price travels in channels, and you can see that reflected. Look, there's one. Oh, there's one. That's probably the middle of another one, but you can always find that. And angles matter. I don't know. But back to Algorand, yeah, I'm still looking for 33, 35 cents. 35 looks good to me. Eat Divergence, 1 hour. I got that box up there. Let's check. Def Covey, hey, welcome to the show. Where you at, Eth? Slender says, market naders need a black swan to dump the market. Yeah, I think we've got a pretty decent reset as it is, honestly. They've got rid of a lot of that leverage. And open interest and everything has kind of reset some. Where are you, Ethereum? Let's clear you out. And you sit on it. Has divergence on the 1 hour. 1 hour is cool. But when I look at something, I do always like to look at the big picture first, though. And Ethereum is looking awesome. On the weekly, riding high above that 9. Now it can't come back and touch that, and that's $22.53, so that's a few $100s that we could play with here. But man, Ichimoku Cloud looks ready to just rock and roll on this. We had the golden cross here back in November, and this is cool. This is cool. So this 100 moving average is starting to kamikaze in onto the 200, but look what's happening. She's starting to turn around. Now she might cross, she might not, but she's doing this. So all the moving averages are slowly turning around. Something big's happening for ETH. It's in the charts. I don't know what it is, but the demand is coming, and they can say bad things about it. I've heard that, and I've even said it myself. You suck, ETH. You're too damn expensive. You're an elitist coin. Did I say that out loud? But she's getting ready to do something. Nice and nice. Prices and channels. Didn't expect that from you, didn't I? That travels in channels, and we actually, some people you could interpret this as an inverted head and shoulders. Doesn't. We get the same results both ways. Either way, it doesn't matter. But if she breaks to the upside of this channel or breaks that inverted head and shoulders pattern, on the weekly says that she can get up to 34.46. And she's trying to do it. She's already wicked up there. We got the green dot here on the weekly. Let's check out our MACD here. She's now in Bitcoin, we're turning around a little bit on ETH. It's straight up. The weekly says that Ethereum is getting ready to freaking rock and roll. So I have to weigh that in before I come down into the 1 hour. Now the 1 hour may be telling us we're getting ready to pump because it looks like that's what the weekly looks strong. So our measure move that we got also takes us up to this 618 Fibonacci area, and that is coming in at 33.44. All right, so we got this one figured out. Now we're just going to brush on through here. Now we kind of mapped out what we could expect. And basically, you know, looking at this in horizontals, you know, I've got slanted lines and everything, but if you look at horizontal support resistance flip over here, support resistance flip right here. If she gets rejected off this trend line, I would expect her to come back around $2,000 and retest this area right here. But that's only if it doesn't make it up there. She's already technically above that on the weekly. All right, so we come down to the daily. Daily says she's flagging out above that trend line. How can that not be positive? Sitting above the 9 moving average. Ichimoku clouds ready to go on a race. That's a bull flag. And that one suggests that short term headed 3,057 there. Now, I do like to look for divergences on these bigger time frames. Got a little playing out over here. That probably helped us get that little smaller pump. That's the trend line we lost, and if she breaks up above it, that's awesome. This is going to be a hassle for her to work through right now. This fits better in my personal opinion. All right, and then from here down to the 4 hour, where she's getting dangerously close to that cloud. So here's where the sideways action is starting to play out. But overall, man, look at your 5 moving averages, 200, 150. And they're all in order, ready to go in the 4 hour. That's strong. She's trying to reclaim that 21, bouncing above the 9. Being above the 9's always good. Even if the 9's below the 21, we're trying to recover it there. Now, this is when I started looking for divergences here, and there's already some here on the 4 hour hidden divergence saying that the trend will continue of higher highs and higher lows. Make it down to the 1 hour, and none there. And I take it that you're looking at the RSI, right? Okay, so from back here, I'm seeing some. From here, not so. And it's always the closer the divergence is, the stronger it plays out. So the one back here, I mean, it still counts. But the ones that are closer to it are usually the ones that gives you those pops. I put more weight on the ones closer to it. And I don't like that. Well, basically she's finding support here. I don't need to draw a trend line there. So in my personal opinion, we've got a rising pattern here, a trend line here. Bear trap broke out and just flipped over this trend line right here. Find it for support. She should be going up. It's on the 1 hour, right? It may be a little early because with this spike up and what I'm seeing here, I think she's going to range out on top of this really. But you can try to play it for a flag. I think she may end up doing something like this before going up. But the measure move is still valid. And could be looking short term. I've got a lot of signs to say that we should be headed toward at least 3,000 short term. And where was this 618? 33? $3,400. She's looking good to me in my personal opinion. Especially if she can hold above this trend line. If she holds above 25, we should be good. You guys are talking food. All right, so there's a couple of areas that are starting to get a little hot in the market. I found this on a tweet, but I don't have it handy. But I figured I'd throw them up here anyway. There's one called Degen. Now that's new for me. I was reading about it, but and I was scanning over that, but I have not deep dived into it. But I think it's real world use cases is one the narrative basically that I can remember. But I've got some stuff posted over in the Telegram group that goes into detail about it. I just have not ran through all this stuff yet. RWA, which is real world assets, AI. And then exclusive specialized layer ones. I'm just going to say specialized. Maybe it'll be like this. These are some of the narratives that are starting to form out there. And these are kind of timely. Now, real world assets and AI definitely coming, and AI is going into every freaking thing. You're not going to get away from it. It'll be in your coffee maker, your refrigerator, your oven, your car. I mean, it's everywhere. It's going to continue to be in your watches, your cell phones, everywhere. It's just there. Life is really about to change. Tokenizing real world assets. So here's the deal. We got crypto. We got blockchain technology. Seriously can and will and is revolutionizing the world. Now, in crypto, we got decentralized platforms. There's a few that are more centralized than not. Yeah, we all know that. And it's great that we got something that the world owns. It's not owned by any one person. It's the people's money, the people's chain. That's what Web3 narrative is. It's going to the people, giving the internet back to the people so that them steal all of our data, sell it, make fortunes, and then spy on us all the time and plot against us and whatever. That's the idea, is decentralization. Well, the big boys don't give a crap about that. And why everybody might be thinking, oh yeah, they'll build on Ethereum and they'll go with this and it'll... These are centralized bankers. These are business-minded people. These are money people. They don't like to share anything, and they don't like to give up control. So don't be surprised that they don't use our decentralized products, that they build their own on their own blockchain, which is what they're doing, and what I speculated that they would be doing the whole time, because why would they want to play with us? They want to mirror us and suck us in and hopefully regulate us into their space. That's their whole game plan. So I am all for open source and I am all for decentralization, and that was what drew me into crypto. Not everybody is still going to feel that way. Most people are looking at crypto as a money grab. Makes it very easy for this narrative. And the narratives are real. They can apply to decentralized as well. But just be aware, the big boys are going to have their own chains. They are. They're not going to give a rat's ass about a lot of the stuff that we're thinking is cool. And I can guarantee you, they're not going to be big on memes. Not seriously. Not the serious investors are not going to be big on memes at all. But they don't give a rat's behind whether anything is centralized, decentralized. They don't care about it being decentralized. They want their own centralized chain. They want control. And that's what they're doing. JP Morgan, Chase, they're getting their own things and own products out there. So how many layer ones do we really need in the world? How many layer twos do we really need when you start really thinking about it in these logics? I mean, they will use the technology, but remember, the technology is open source, meaning that anybody can copy it and use it for their own reasons, and that's exactly what they're doing. Striker says, market opens tomorrow. Maybe we'll see something happen. I think tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. And we used to have a crazy Monday, and we didn't get that because markets were closed today. So, I think the market makers are going to make another run for it, but Michael Saylor's been buying Bitcoin. BlackRock just bought a bunch of Bitcoin. All the other big ones are trying to buy it. And even if they're buying OTC, it's still reducing the amount of Bitcoin that is able to be put out there, right? It has an effect. It's just a little bit slower OTC, I think. I suppose it has no effect. It's kind of like peer-to-peer. Shouldn't expect the markets. But you know, when you got so many big institutions all trying to get their big pools of Bitcoin, they're going to do their best to drive prices down, man. So do not be surprised to see a big rush into 38,000 as they try to do that. Even though the charts look strong on Bitcoin and everything, the bigger time frames and everything look beautiful. What they can do in the smaller time frames, yeah, they can. And it's not out of the question for them to do that. So I'm throwing a caution sign out there. I don't see it happening on the chart yet, but it doesn't mean that the big money in play, they've got enough Bitcoin to drive the price down in the volume. Look at all this volume over here where they drew it down now. Threw it down here. But going back to 30-something thousand and everything, I'm not on that train yet. All right, so we were talking about Degen, real world assets, and if I'm not mistaken, Degen may be a category over here on CoinGecko. So this is something they kind of keep up with, because they are like DeSci was a new category. Degen right here. Anyone here asking yourself, well, what the hell's Degen? Because I was asking myself. I keep seeing bowling alleys in my head. So over in our chart room, I think I put it in the Degen area right over here. We got this cool little picture showing the Degen sector map, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. This includes Helium, XNet, Carrier One, really, Rome. Some of these I've not heard of. There's Helium on the IoT. IoT, yeah, that falls in this category. Yeah, IoT is going to be huge. AI has got to use that to communicate. So your washer and your toaster can communicate to each other. Have breakfast together in the morning. So Alexa, I don't know, whatever Alexa would do. Wi-Fi networks? So there's a lot of projects here I've not heard of. Demo's on here. I've heard of that one. Mobility networks, energy networks. So a lot of these new things, and then we got digital resource networks, storage, databases, some of the stuff we're a little bit more used to, I guess. VPN networks. Oh, look, Sentinel's on there. So very interesting, and I've got an article over there that will, or it's a tweet basically, that will kind of break all this stuff down to you. And that's the guy who I give a shout out to for putting all this stuff out there. This is our crypto talk, but built on the fundamental concepts of decentralization and token economy, the Degen shares these foundational principles with other crypto sectors like DeFi, GameFi, and SocialFi. This innovation in blockchain and crypto transforms traditional models by distributing authority and ownership back to the users. So kind of cool. So sharing economy, it breaks it kind of down, but it uses Uber as a model. It says Uber is a prime example of the sharing economy. It connects drivers with their own cars to riders in need. However, its centralized structure retains control within the company. You know, it goes in and breaks it all down. So just use cases and making things decentralized, man. I like that idea. But that's going to be the narrative, and that is what the list of coins looks like. Where are you? I lost you. You lost you. Filecoin, it falls into this category, storage crust. All the storage ones over there. The wireless networks and the IoT networks. Those are interesting to me. And the Wi-Fi networks. I got to check out those projects. I've not heard of that. Rideshare and delivery blockchain projects. Teleport. Drive. Nosh. Nom nom nom. She call it nom. Nom nom nom. And there's HiveMapper on geospatial networks. So these are some up and comers that not on exchanges yet. Probably hard to find. Probably some IPOs coming. You know, early stages. These are some of the things that we can keep an eye on. And these may be the big new movers. But we are at this stage, and AI is helping us get there a lot quicker. I think we're about ready to see some more real-world use cases this bull cycle. Instead of it being more speculation and hope and dreams, I mean, stuff actually starting to take off. And that would be cool. So we had that category pulled up, right? Depend. Okay, here we go. So top Degen coins by market cap. Our top market cap person is, or one is Altcoin. Let's see, we got Render, Helium, Theta. Theta? IOTA, definitely IOTA. What you got? 757 billion. You're sitting at 24 cents. IOTEX, that's one I've got my eye on. Now that one's at half a billion. Holochain is? I didn't know that. I'm gonna come down to the bottom, see some of these little lesser ones. Deeper network wrap millennia. So Stack OS. So some of these lesser known ones, lesser, smaller market cap ones are some that I want to start trying to take a little bit of a look at, see what they do. Nuco Cloud I'm already in, and I'm happy about that. $12 million market cap. Yeah. I think she was 18 cents when I aped in right here live on stream. Sentinel, I've been in that one for a while. She's starting, I think she might have a little bit better of a run this time. Cool, and it works. We used that here on the stream the other day. I think, or we talked about it. I used it. I actually did use it on my laptop. Cool and cheap, man, to use a VPN. I mean, it was just pennies. Crust Network, I'm pissed off at you, so I'm biased against you. You gotta send me a Valentine's Day card before I start warming up to you again. You took me for the ride. LFM. So a lot of them that we do talk about are actually on here. Kudos. That's also on Cosmos ecosystem. Demo. I keep hearing you thrown around, but I don't know what you are. And I went to the wrong one to figure it out. 48 cents on Demo. 1 billion maximum supply. $95 million market cap. What your chart look like, Demo? Your chart look too high for me right now. You at a high. So definitely one to put on the radar there. I should probably make a list of these coins and then come back and start keeping our eye on those. This is Demo over on Coinbase on the daily chart. We've looked at this one then. She's hit our targets, hit our 618 Fibonacci, getting a little bit of a pullback right there. I think would be a good place to look for her. The 21 moving average. Still a little bit too rich for my blood, but definitely one we'll put on the radar. So those are some sectors. So I need to make get a watch list together of the coins in those sectors, and we'll start paying attention to them. Shout out. I think it's Irshad. I've got a couple of coin requests that I need to go over, and I've never heard of them. Maybe some of you Degens have. But I was supposed to do them a couple of nights ago, or I said that I would if I didn't forget, and I do. I forget a lot. So over in our free trading, is it trading group? Telegram group. Can't go wrong saying Telegram group. We got a lot over here. We got an AI bot that will do TA for you in here. It's free for you guys. Where did you go? Yeah, Irshad was asking. POPCAT and STONKS. I've never heard of either one of those. Let's find out about it. I'm not going to use CoinGecko. They're not going to tell me anything about what it does. Let's go over to CoinMarketCap. POPCAT. Anybody heard of POPCAT? Solana looks like on Radium and on Orca there. All right, here it is against the dollar on Orca, looks like. Let's go check out this chart. Oh, nice. All right, so we got nice rounded bottom. Love that. That's accumulation. Rounded bottoms blast off. That's just what they do. Now she looks like she's already come up to the 618 Fibonacci and getting a retracement there. We'll verify that right here. Swing high to swing low. 0.5. 618 was up here. It looks different from mine. So not quite to the 618, but the 0.5, and that qualifies just as well. So a good chance that she may have. She's got a pin top there, so a good chance that is the top. So a retracement. Trying to look at some prices to target here. I think your best one's going to be right here. If I can draw a trend line. I guess that does not work here. So actually, I'm really looking at this point 0.1632. It's a possible place where it could come back to. Got several different trend lines. Got to find the one that will hold the most weight here. And I don't want to forget about the one that it broke out. That's the one that is most likely to come and retest. Now, according to that, that's the first place I would look, is for it to retest this trend line and hold that. Now that's 0.017. If that doesn't hold, it'd be falling back into this rising wedge pattern, and that would not be awesome. That would actually probably take it down a lot further, but she looks to me like she's getting ready to go strongly parabolic and may even come up to that 618 Fibonacci area up here. I would be looking for a bounce there, but if you're looking for a good target to shoot for, I don't know if I can get it on this particular. Gotta add a line in there. Right, there we go. To me, the target that's really worth holding out for if you're trying to play this little guy is at 6.1 cents. I can't draw lines on this thing. And that's a nice little come up from where we are right now. So if we bounce off that 0.017, oh man, what is that? 232%. But it's, you know, I don't know what price action would be, but that would be your higher high. That would be the target that I would look at for this play, especially a nice rounded bottom. This one's going to make some damage. POPCAT's looking good. Rounded bottoms pay the bills. All right, the next one is STONKS, which I'm not familiar with. What did we find out on this guy? Did we ever see anything about the tokenomics on the POPCAT? POPCAT's got a total supply of 979 million. Okay. It's currently about 2 cents right now. Solana. hot ecosystem, and that's about all I can tell you on it right now. What do you do, POPCAT? I'm on the wrong thing or something. POPCAT, because we have nothing. I got nothing. You're not listed on here yet. All right, and the other one we got is STONKS. Sounds like a meme coin. STONKS. I'm going to take it that it's this one called STONKS. But this one's STONKS Meme Man. It's one of those, it's the one over here, I'm sure. It's actually STONKS. Well, we'll chart it over on Solana. And hasn't been out too long. Not enough information there on the daily to tell us what's going on. So brand new Degens, get ready. When I do this, I don't have my drawing tools, man. That sucks. Load up where we can see it, but I don't have drawing tools. All right, so let me get some of this stuff off my screen there. So a little bit of a curving going on right there. Support resistance flip. Did we do it? It needs to. It looks like it has. And I'm sure it will come down and retest this area. I just see a big old channel. That touches perfectly there, this whole angle, and there. So we got 2 touches and more than 3 on the other side. It makes it valid. It did break up to the upside and popped up through there, but you can see that this one's going to be some resistance. So the rule of the game is bouncing off the walls of the channel until we break out one way or the other. And so since we bounced off of the bottom, we're headed to the top. Get to the top, then I go for a ride. Get to the bottom and I do it again. It's Helter Skelter with text. That was the wrong one. I did it again, because once it's just not enough to look like an idiot. You gotta look like an idiot at least 2 or 3 times to do it right. 0.002353 area-ish. Price is currently at 0.000148, which gives a nice juicy about 60% return on that little move. Still, the biggest thing is this area. It's even stronger down here, but since we've already flipped that, I'd like to see that one hold too. If that falls, then this one will catch it. So, Rashad, looks like you got some good picks there, getting ready to do some upsides. The other one in particular was really good, the rounded bottom. This one's good support resistance flip, so go kill it. Make that life-changing money, my friend. I think POPCAT has popped out. Do we have POPCAT? It's over here. I likes it. She's got a good chance to wherever. She's at. This is at the 0.5 fib. Now, that usually comes into play when there's like a big strong move, like a big strong move to the downside, a strong impulse move. Then you go back up halfway. So I'm surprised that she hasn't really made a 618. She may still do that. It may just be a little pullback and then going back up to the 618, and then maybe flag out. Kind of keep an eye on it, but overall, that nice rounded, that's going to make it pay off right there. And I don't even know what this one does. I don't have a website or anything. Oh well. POPCAT. All right, guys, I appreciate you for hanging out with me tonight. And I will be back again tomorrow night taking a look at the market. Going to try to get these categories and find some coins on them. It looks pretty juicy in my book that we can get some brand new projects. Now, we got the old school projects going on. And, you know, what didn't die in the bear market can survive. Doesn't mean that they're going to live up to their all-time highs. Depends a lot on their tokenomics, if they're staking, if they're a proof of work, if they're a proof of stake, if there's a token unlock. A lot of things come into play there. But a lot of the real life-changing money has the possibility to be made with new coins. And I'm not just talking about new meme coins, and you can, yeah, but think about it. There are actual projects out there that are real. They can actually do some real stuff. They can make a difference. And I mean, not just being a copy of this one on another chain, trying, you know, doing this. I mean, some real cutting edge technology is coming out there and new ways to use blockchain. And those are the ones I'm personally keeping my eye out for before they get all big and famous. And I want to take start deep diving some of these, and there's already some on here that have already caught my attention before, but some new ones that I've not heard of, and I want to know about them, because if they're going to 100x, 500x, I want to be part of it, don't you?
For those of you out there that hit that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again tomorrow night. Be careful in the markets tomorrow. Market makers will be looking for blood. Don't let it be yours. Maybe take it easy tomorrow, and then I think things are going to be looking good. But don't take my word for it. Take the chart's word for it. We will keep up with the charts. Trade wisely and God bless you. Keep God in your life.